You're watching Rurouni K95's anime review on InuYasha. Hi Ruronis, this is your pal Rurouni K95 here. So today I decided to do another anime made from Rumiko Takahashi. So for today's anime review, I'm going to be reviewing InuYasha. And even though InuYasha is based on the manga made, and because the story and art the InuYasha manga was made by Rumiko Takahashi, who is known for her work such as Kyokai no Rine, Maison Ikkoku, Ranma One Half, and Urusei Yatsura. But even though this is another Rumiko Takahashi anime I'm going to review, because I got the anime reviews on Urusei Yatsura anime TV series and Ranma One Half anime TV series planned for my future anime reviews. So I'm just gonna stick with my anime review on InuYasha. So let's begin. Okay. So our story begins in modern-day Japan, where our main character, Kagome Higurashi, one day falls into her old family after some sort of crazy monster pulled her into it. After mentally recuperating from what had just happened, she then proceeds to climb out of the well. Upon climbing out of the well, she finds herself in a forest after walking around for a while. She finds a mysterious-looking man with dog ears pinned to a tree. During her investigation out of the area, she finds a village and also finds out that she's in Sengoku period Japan. She finds out that the dog-eared man is a half-demon named InuYasha, who long ago came into the village to get the powerful Shikan jewel, but was stopped by a powerful shrine maiden who turns out to be his ex-girlfriend named Kikyo. While getting used to her situation, the village comes under attack by a demon who wishes to get the Shikan jewel. During the attack, Kagome frees InuYasha out of desperation to the battle between the demon, and in the battle in the village nearly gets destroyed and the Shikan jewel gets split into multiple fragments that get cast all over Japan, because apparently that's what happens when you fire arrows at magic jewels. They explode and sends their fragments hundreds of miles away. So to make a long story short, the both of them decided to start a journey across Japan to find and gather all the pieces before they fall into evil hands. On paper, InuYasha is actually a very good one of those shonen animes. It has the tone and it has the battles. Like most longest running shonen anime it drags on for far too long, and after a while lose any sense of direction of purpose. It was probably one of those anime titles. For the first 30 to 50 episodes there was adventure, demons, slaying, samurai, good drama, actual stakes, and some character development. That the problem is that after her that point, it played out its basic concept, and the plot ended up constantly playing out the formula of power, chase the main villain, he escapes. He even tried to add some flavor with different characters and locations, because it's still the same, like, over and over again. When it comes to anime like InuYasha, for example, it's like, how many times that it needs to be reminded of InuYasha's resurrected old girlfriend. So, and how many times did this has to have the main villain send demons after the main cast? There is saying that it's the journey that matters, not the destination. Funny little world we all live in, hasn't it? Speaking of which, in InuYasha's case, it's the journey that kind of always has its own the destination that reached out far too long, and it's how it goes. To make matters worse, here's the idea exploring why there are no yoki living in modern-day Japan, or depends on what is going to happen to the demon characters, and their human friends die, and they decide to move on. That would have been 10 times more interesting than what any anime has got. It's time how, when it comes to anime from Rumiko Takahashi, focal points, the romance between InuYasha and Kagome. The found of their relationship was built very well, which is how it works. This question, though, does it really take 190 episodes to drive home the point these characters are in love with one another? They could have done it half at the time. It also that their relationship together was way too pitch perfect for any anime. It felt like it was a little unnatural. So the last thing about this anime, how different the ending was, it is on so many levels. Pretty much how that happens is after everything's sorted and Kagome and InuYasha about to start their life together. Kagome, in so many words, says goodbye to InuYasha. Even when InuYasha naturally questions her on why she'd do this after confessing him, no less. She then turns around and gives the fact that she wants to finish high school as her only reason. After this statement, she returns back to the modern day Japan to finish high school. After 1-2 year skip later, and we see her graduating from high school and returning back to medieval Japan, one way or the other. Because now how she has her certificate, why do you need a certificate in medieval Japan? Especially for women in anime, it feels like some sort of how it goes on saying, hey kids, make sure to pursue your career in education because your love life, it has no purpose to begin with. So Kagome is the main character, is possibly one of the protagonist characters in this show. In the comments, how explain about she uses how she always tells InuYasha, like, InuYasha sit boy or InuYasha sit, which makes her like a broken record in this anime. I mean, it brings the whole series, but it doesn't seem having much the way of personality as a result. It comes off as bland Mary Sue when it comes to any character who is in a strange world. Now, if this was Fushigi Yugi, then I would have been compelled for my previous anime review. If we ever want to see a similar animes that are like InuYasha. But it's InuYasha. Besides that, she seems mostly unfazed about most of the stuff she sees and goes through. When you think about the fact that she's in the Warring States period, one of the most bloody and brutal times in all of Japanese history, this was a time when entire families were wiped out and entire cities would be set on fire. And to top it all off, you got the demons running around that level entries, armies, or towns with minimal effort. She's basically what you expect from any anime. What we see. Now, then when it comes to InuYasha, I'm so thankful he's in this show as he makes the show of work of a number of reasons. He has a good reason about this anime. He loses his original edge and dissolves into a generic shonen protagonist. When it comes to the side characters, most of them have decent personalities, characterization, and a decent development. For examples of being Sesshomaru, InuYasha's half-brother, and Moroku, the pervy monk, who always gets around with Sango when he touches her. Sango just gets pissy with Moroku, and because Moroku is that he's a pervert who tries to tap every piece of ass he sees while robbing people of everything that isn't nailed to the floor. And Naraku is basically both the high and low point of the series as a main villain. He's proactive and has strong presence, but the problem is that he has a weak motivation and is, for the most part, pretty predictable. After a point, though, it becomes easily to predict what he's going to do. It just seems kind of provocative or something like that. Oh yeah, and Sango has a giant boomerang. She searches for her brother, which Sango has the giant boomerang. So the art is basically, this time comes out, the animation was most likely pretty good, and the fact it still looks decent today, even though it hasn't aged well. InuYasha's animation gives it a gritty feeling, which fits the tone and nature of the Warring States period Japan. The series takes place in the backgrounds look all right, but has nothing to do with right home. As for the fights, they look pretty decent. They didn't end with a pretty popular wind scar often. The art style has a retro shonen feel to this anime, which I kind of, and the sound and the opening theme song is basically Change the World, which other different opening and ending theme songs. The music was done by Kaoru Wada, who's done for the soundtrack for other anime, Samurai 7. As when it comes to like anime, the biggest thing is the conclusion on InuYasha overall. But overall, InuYasha is pretty decent shonen. Others in this anime is like recommended for anyone who likes demons, time travel, Sengoku era Japan, and all the like. All things considered, though, there are shonen that have done similar things to this show. Like, for example, Fushigi Yugi, a typical schoolgirl who is in a strange world in like the feudal era, which is basically kind of like InuYasha, but Fushigi Yugi is more different than InuYasha. Even though InuYasha has only lasted about 167 episodes in the series, because it takes place on how it starts on the 36 volumes of the original manga. That's why. And the thing is about InuYasha only has 4 movies, like InuYasha Affections Touching Across Time, InuYasha Castle Beyond the Looking Glass, InuYasha Swords of an Honorable Ruler, as well as InuYasha Fire on the Mystic Island. And it also includes the anime, which is a continuation to conclude the InuYasha series, InuYasha the Final Act, which I forgot to mention. Oh yeah, in the English dub of InuYasha, InuYasha was voiced by Richard Ian Cox, who is known for the voice as Ranma Sawatome in Ranma 1/2. There's most characters from InuYasha have other actors including Koga. He is voiced by Scott McNeil, who's known for the voice as Duo Maxwell in Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. Goshinki. And there's other actors like Dave Petit, who did the voice for Master Asia in Mobile Fighter G Gundam in this anime, which I forgot to mention. So that's going to be it for my anime review on InuYasha. Thanks for watching, but before we go, here's my quick thoughts about InuYasha. Even though I finished InuYasha, I mean, it's alright, but there's every anime I've seen from Rumiko Takahashi, because InuYasha started as a manga in 1996 after she finished her manga Ranma 1/2. That's why. Help subscribe for content. My anime plan link in the description down below. Share this video on your Twitter and Facebook. If you have a Twitter and Facebook account, be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking the like button on this video. Please leave in the comments on this video what anime should I review next. Please subscribe to my channel, RuRoniK95. Feel free to join my channel as well. Click on my notifications bell button. Check out my videos that I upload as well. And that's all I have to say, because I don't have time, because I don't want to make this video 15 or 16 minutes. So keep it otaku for this anime review on InuYasha, and that's all I have to say for today's anime review. So stay tuned for my anime review on InuYasha the Final Act. This is RuRoniK95 saying. Also, thank you for watching my anime review on InuYasha. I'm glad you liked my anime review on the anime series InuYasha. I'm glad you liked it. I hope you enjoy it. Hope to see you soon for my next anime review on InuYasha the Final Act, and have a great day. And also, this concludes my anime review on InuYasha. This is RuRoniK95 signing off, and thank you for watching my brand new anime review on today's anime review, which is basically InuYasha. And have a great day.